Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco sat down with Interview Magazine to chat about collaborating on a new album. And Benny admitted that he's so scared that Selena is gonna wake up and change her mind about marrying him. I hope those are her feet on his face. So could this be a good thing in a relationship? This is a great question for you, because everybody here is in a long-term one. So
Listen, I think the fear, if it's consistent and one way, it's a problem. But if it's mutual and occasional, that's a good thing. So, for instance, I know both, right? Like, I was in a relationship with someone and I worshipped him. But the problem was he didn't worship me back. It was super one way, and I tried to contort myself into being the person that I thought he wanted and lost myself in the process. And I'm so embarrassed and sad for that little Kate, because I wasn't me. Fast forward, I've now been with my husband for 14 years, and we had a really hard time postpartum, like truthfully, and I don't think that's a rarity. So many couples do. And I remember we had a really rough few years, and I said to him through tears, I was like, I can't do this for another year. And I wasn't just talking about my marriage, that was part of it. I was talking about all of it, how I felt, how I was parenting, etc. And in that moment, both of us were so scared of losing what we had that propelled us to work in our relationship and implement some things, some therapy. You know, I joined a soccer league for me, you know, blocking out calendar nights for me. So the fear of losing us propelled us, and now our relationship is better than it's ever been.
Okay, that's a good story.
Really nice, Kate. I think, so you're saying it should be two ways, and I also think it needs to be a dash. Like, I think it's like a little dash of like chili and hot chocolate. Like, you can't have too much. It can't be paralyzing. It has to be motivating. Too much fear, sorry, yes. It needs to be more motivating, right? And I get what you're saying. I was in the opposite relationship where the person kind of manipulated me in terms of like being like, I'm so worried you're gonna leave. And it was and it was suffocating, right?
Right,
And
that's a good point.
It ended my relationship because I was like, I can't do this. I can't feel this guilt all the time. You know, and I think my husband and I have been together for 17 years, and I think there's that little bit of healthy fear, that little dash of fear. And I
always think about it like too, if we weren't just a little bit nervous walking down those stairs and sitting here, that would make me afraid. Like, I think that little bit of fear sometimes is very, very healthy. And sometimes I love what you both have said, because I think it matters what the fear is about, not just losing your partner, but what you think might cause the loss, if that makes sense. So I sometimes fear that I am becoming less and less interesting. I know that's hard to believe after I just spoke about fonts.
Shocking.
Honey, what's for dinner? Let me tell you something. But Simon's a little younger than me, and he's a voracious reader and movie watcher. And lately, I just find like I can't watch anything with subtitles. I can't even read on the GO train now. I'm just distracted and have a funny attention span. And I worry, like, geez, I'm becoming less interesting. But I think that's a good fear to have. Like, that might, you know, oh, what's the worst outcome? Oh my God, I become more interesting. You know what I mean?
It pushes you, right? It pushes you.
You know what? I just want to read, listen, we're all chewing the fat about this, and it's very interesting, and I love what everybody has said, but I want to read a little bit more of what he said in this interview. This is what Benny said in that, holding her isn't close enough. I want to be inside of her whole body.
I get that.
Now, while all of these sentiments are very sweet, this for me is a red flag with the sirens going.
I feel like I kind of felt that way in the beginning.
I don't want anybody to love me like this. This is the type of situation where it sounds nice in the beginning, and somebody told me this a long time ago. They're like, what they love you for in the beginning is usually what they end up hating you for in the end. And I think it takes a very secure person to date a very rich and famous and gorgeous woman. And what I'm hearing, this is the way I'm interpreting it from my dating life, is that we have a guy who's aware of who she is, and he's not feeling sure on his feet that he can keep her interested for the rest of their lives, because they're getting married. And to me, when I hear this comment and him wanting to crawl inside of her, kind of like a baby wanting to go back in the womb, I'm sorry, this is not romance to me. It feels like a guy who's really worried that he can't keep up and that she'll find somebody better. I'm just saying.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.